Michael Rhodes here. And I'm a bass player living in Nashville now. You know, I've lived here since '77, but before then, I was born in West Monroe, Louisiana, and grew up there. And you know, started listening to music. And then my neighbors, the older brothers there next to us, they turned me on to Jerry Lee Lewis and Elvis. They were older than me, and kind of got the bug then, rock and roll and all that. You know, I'd been listening to music. Nobody in my family, I was a single mother, really was musically oriented other than just listening, you know. But there was a lot of music in the house, you know, all kinds of stuff, you know, Ray Charles and Brooke Benton and, you know, R&B of the day, Ivory Joe Hunter, that kind of stuff, Cajun music. Although it was North Louisiana, there was still, you know, we did some partying up in North Louisiana too, you know. So you know, by osmosis, I listened to a lot of music. But you know, being the age that I was, and then hearing rock and roll, that you know, bing. So I was into all that, and then the Ventures came along, and I got into that, you know, and that was pretty exciting. And then there was a neighborhood band, a bunch of us in the neighborhood, and this is a very typical story, but a lot of guys. There was a guy that had a kid that had a set of drums, and there was a kid that had a guitar. And there was another kid who had a guitar, but guess who didn't have a bass? You know, nobody had a bass. So, okay, I'll be the bass player, as is so often. Now, previous to that, I'd gotten an acoustic guitar, and I'd been playing along, you know, learning Ventures tunes and learning chords and stuff like that, rudimentary stuff. But I said, okay, I'll play bass. Well, I didn't know how to bass, so I had to borrow a bass. I found, you know, a neighbor of mine had a bass, and so I borrowed a bass, and we all got together. Of course, that band fell apart. Then I got another gig, still didn't have a bass, couldn't afford one. And we were playing surf music and stuff like that, and which is ironic in Louisiana. But then there came a time we had a gig, and I couldn't get the bass, and so I got fired. So I was able to talk my mother into buying me a bass. So I got a Silvertone, long scale. They're Fender style Silvertone. The thing, you could shoot an arrow with them, and the action was so bad. But anyway, that was my first bass. And then from there, you know, then it was just a general progression of, you know, playing a lot of garage bands and stuff like that, and then got old enough to talk my way into, or at least fake my way into playing bars. And so I was 14 and 15 and playing in bars and you know, doing a circuit. There was a circuit around North Louisiana that went up into Little Rock and Jackson, Mississippi, and that whole thing. Did all that. I got out of high school, and I then moved to Austin. That was in '71, and that was fun down there. It was good. It was good. A lot of good stuff going on. Stevie Ray Vaughan and Jimmy had just moved there. They were playing at the One Night, and Stevie had a band that was playing at the Rome Inn, and Eric Johnson had the Electromagnets, and there was a lot of stuff going on, and also there was that outlaw country thing. So. I got in a band down there called it was Conqueroo, which was a band that had in the mid '60s migrated to San Francisco. There was a kind of a trade route between Austin and San Francisco. Anyway, this band moves out to San Francisco, has his time out there, moves back to Austin, and so I joined them, and they were a pretty popular band in Austin. But anyway, just knocked around down there, just had fun. It was cheap to live then.